Good morning, everyone. How are you all?
Good.
Fine. Good
Great.
morning.
So, welcome to Jigsaw Parenting. I am Sumitra Single, and today I have with me
Stephen Bax.
and
Sissy Fanfark.
and you know, recently we had a little discussion about graduating from high school. So, something that's really kind of come up for us is just dealing with the sudden independence of a high school graduate. Like, what is that like? What does that look like? What are we going to do? Where are the boundaries going to be? Are there going to be any boundaries? And you know what, Sissy, I want to know because you did this first before any of us did this. I want to know, how did it work for you? And I don't know if maybe because you are over in the Netherlands, if it takes on like a different way altogether. But tell me what happened with your daughter when she graduated from high school.
Well, my daughter's laughing in the background.
I
Well, it went a whole lot of different than it normally would go.
Okay.
Let's say that because my daughter left the house. By the time she graduated, and she was living with a friend,
Okay.
and she wasn't living at home, so I had to from one day to another let go completely.
Oh, wow.
But it's hard because you're used to making let's say where are you going, what time you're going to get home, what are you going to do, with which friends are you going to meet, and suddenly there's nothing at all. And you can look in, let's say, call the school or check up on the grades and see if she's showing up, if she's doing the work. Those are stuff you can try to keep a track of. And in the beginning you do, because you're a you're a parent and you have
Right.
you have
Right.
issues letting go. That's just natural. But after a while, then you realize, I can't keep doing this because I can't force her to go. It's going to be her responsibility to realize she's doing it for herself, and this is what she actually wanted to do.
Mhm.
So she has to realize it, and not me being the parent all the time, because there's a time you got to be a different kind of parent. So it's about letting go. And it's really hard as a parent because I don't know, the kids just don't think about us anymore. Just leave and go and just
Right.
try to discover everything on their own. And it's been really hard, but at a certain point you just know that you've done your best, and whenever they need you, they're gonna come back. And that's what happens. So I'm guessing that will happen with you guys too, because they know you've been great parents, you've helped them along the way, you've pushed them in the right direction. So whatever happens, they will come back to you for whatever reason. So this is what my experience has been, and I think the same goes for every parent.
Well, I'm going to tell you, my daughter is going to go away to school. So she's going to leave the house. Um, she'll still like, she won't be down the street. So there's no, hey, I just popped up, right?
No.
She's going to be a good little whiles away. But I think that's kind of interesting the way it works. I'm almost wondering if over there, the fact that they go off immediately, even though it sounds really tough at first, I wonder if that whole cold turkey thing might even be better than how it happens here, because maybe you don't have all the coddling time that you do here. So for me, within the next few weeks, she just graduated this past week, and within the next few weeks, she's going away to school because she's starting the summer. She's going to do late summer. She's not
Exactly.
doing the fall. Obviously, if she was doing the fall, we'd have a little bit more time. Um, so recently, even leading up to graduation, it's been, oh, I'm going out with my friends. Oh, and I will ask, okay, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to a pool party. I actually think she's going to a pool party later on today. Or it's, I'm going to the beach, or we're
Yeah.
going to go shopping, or we're going to whatever. And then naturally, I'm a parent. So I will say, oh, who are you going with? She'll say, oh,
Yeah.
such a, this girl, and whoever. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I've heard the names before. I have not
Mhm.
been asking, necessarily what time are you going to be back? Because for one, the stores aren't open forever. Although I'll tell you though, with the pool party that's supposed to happen today, I said, okay, what time does it start? And I think she said, oh, like 1 or 2. And I said, okay, what time does it end? She said, oh, I don't know, like 2 a.m. I was like, but you're not gonna stay till 2 a.m., are you? Yes. And the reason, and she said, well, what if I was? I said, how about people don't have enough food to feed you till 2 a.m. Okay. So there's got to be a time to leave unless you're going to continue to bring food. Like at a certain point, people are like, okay, this has been fun, but you got to get out, because it's not like she's going to somebody's house of a friend who has their own house. It's still the pool of a friend who lives with their parent. And at a certain point, that parent's going to be like, okay, this has been great, but when the hell y'all going to get up out of here?
Well, that's the difference, because here in the Netherlands, the parents, I wouldn't, because I'm brought up differently, obviously. But the Dutch parents will just, okay, we'll leave the house and they'll go stay a weekend away and leave the kids at their home. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. No, but that's what's currently happening. The child will arrange the parents to leave, and they'll organize a party. The parents will know about it, and the next day, or when the weekend ends, they'll come back, and hopefully everything will be all right.
Oh my gosh.
So what you're saying there, no, the parents will come and say, okay, you guys gotta leave. That's not happening here.
That's not happening.
Wow.
No.
And so, you know what? For me, maybe I might leave. Okay, let's say I leave and I say I'll come back much later, so you guys can just have your fun here at the house. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna come back to my house that night because it's my house. Okay, I need some place to sleep. Let's be real. All right. But if it's a pool party, just because of liability issues and concern, if something happens to a kid, I wouldn't be okay having a bunch of kids, even if they're all 18, but at my house in my pool without me kind of being around in case something happens. There's somebody, I don't know. That makes me nervous.
I know. I hear you.
My son's actually at a pool party as well right now.
Oh, okay. Today's the day for the pool parties.
Yeah, big time pool parties. He woke up this morning, and on Sundays and Saturdays he'll sleep in if he can. During the week he's up late and he wakes up early, but on the weekends I let him sleep till noon. I don't have a problem with that. But he was up early. He was up before me, and I was up at 7 a.m. And he's all dressed up. I'm like, "Where are you going?" He goes, "Oh, we got a party." Then he got a swimsuit in his towel. It's a pool party. I'm like, okay. He says, and I said, well, when are you going to be home? He goes, I don't know, not too late. And then I kind of let it go at that because he's pretty good about that. But I have a general idea who he's hanging out with. Mm-hmm. Some of them I'm more happy with than others. Some I've had.
Of course.
Yeah.
Obviously. I do wonder how my wife would take it. She passed away 2 years ago. But she was a little stricter on certain things than I might be.
Okay.
She might be freaking out at this point because he's gonna be transitioning away. I mean, he's going to FIU, which is low. He starts on the 21st of this month.
Okay.
It's a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out of town for 10 days up to Ohio to visit extended family, and when we get back, he starts school right away. In fact, his orientation is going to be online while we're on vacation.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's going to live at home for the summer. He wants to get an apartment. I said, okay, you're going to have to get a job to help me pay for that. Mm-hmm. Because he could commute. It's about 25 miles away.
Okay.
So, and I don't know how it is over there, but over here, 25 miles is not really a huge distance of a commute.
But it isn't.
Yeah, but it's by car. It's there's no public transportation options here.
Not reliable, at least.
No. Oh my God, no.
You'll still be out there waiting on the bus an hour later.
Yeah. Right. If you're in New York City or in Chicago, you've got a great transportation system.
Yeah.
Miami's is probably one of the worst.
No.
DC has a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, it's okay. It's not great. But we're just not set up for that. But if he lives near campus, I'm okay with that. The problem is rents in Miami are insane.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live down in the neighborhood where he's at, and where I'm at now, I'm looking at studio apartments for $1,750.
Oh my God.
Yes,
That-
Yeah, that's like paying a whole nother rent. Like
that's more than my mortgage payment.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. So I couldn't afford to buy my house today. I really couldn't. And I look at that, and I'm seeing a lot of people leaving South Florida for that very reason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he may transfer up to Central Florida, University of Central Florida.
Okay.
Eventually. Apparently, rent is a little cheaper in Orlando than it is in Miami.
Yes, I think so. I think it depends also where in Orlando you live.
It does. He doesn't need the fanciest place. In fact, he may eventually move in with Muhammad's son up there.
Okay.
So, who's a colleague of ours, whose son's up there. But he's a little disappointed. He wanted to go to my alma mater, Florida State. But I told him, I said, this may not be the best fit for you. Just
right.
You can always transfer after 2 years here if you want to. I think he'll probably end up finishing up at FIU. I'm starting to think that. And I'm okay with that.
And it could be also, if he's starting there and it continues to go well,
mm-hmm.
He may not want to leave. He may be really happy with everything that's going on there. What is he going to major in?
Well, he's majoring in engineering, and he wants mechanical engineering, but they only have electrical engineering here, which is why he might transfer to UCF.
Okay.
Originally, he was focusing on education, and I'll be honest, this is early in his high school career. I kind of steered him away from that.
Of course, duh. Hello, you're talking to two high school teachers over here.
Listen, I make good money where I'm at now because I've been at it 25 years, and I got a few degrees under my belt, and I'm teaching extra classes, and I'm coaching 2 sports.
But that's just it. You're doing, other than the several degrees, all the extras that you do are the things that help add to the salary. And you know me, I haven't been teaching as long, so my salary looks nothing like your salary.
No.
So,
and then
I think there's always a tendency to want to steer them away. If you're a teacher, and if you ever hear, I want to get into education, you're thinking, are you crazy?
It's sad, too, because, as a career, it's rewarding. And if you're a trust fund baby or something,
rewarding. It's just not rewarding financially. That's all.
Marry rich or have a trust fund.
Right. Something like that.
And frankly, I've had my brother-in-law try to talk me into going to business with him and quitting teaching. And I'm like, you know what? There are certain perks because of the level that I'm at now that would be crazy for me to leave teaching. And I did teach at university briefly. I'd rather teach high school.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer it. And those long breaks, they called me 3 times to teach summer school. No way.
Yeah, you need the break.
Especially this year. But my son watches me and he sees me counting pennies, so to speak, and having to do the finance on this, that. I can't afford this right now. I can't afford that. And I keep them in nice clothes, and they have a nice computer, and and a decent car, and that sort of thing. But I can only go so far with that. And I do have family that helps out.
Right.
My wife's family is very big on if you need anything, and
let us know.
Exactly. In fact, I was going to give him my 20-year-old pickup truck. He didn't want a pickup truck because he didn't want to look like a redneck. I said, "You're Latin," because my wife was. He said, "Dad, there's Latin rednecks." My father-in-law said, "I want your truck. I'm going to buy him a car."
Okay.
That's a big help. But going away to college, it's going to be cheaper for him to stay at home. What's going to be difficult is, what kind of freedoms do I give him? Last night he asked if he could stay over at a girl's house, and I said, "You're kidding, right?" He's like, "What?" He tried to play dumb, but there was no other discussion about it, and he did come home. He knows better than to ask that question. So.
Well, Jordan is actually going to major in engineering also.
Oh, okay.
And that was something that she's always been interested in. She actually has never brought up the subject of wanting to teach. And I think it's because she sees I teach, her dad teaches, and it's just, she don't want to have to deal with kids at all. So I
No.
have nothing to do with what she chose. My attitude is, if that's what you want to do and that's going to make you happy, I mean, it doesn't hurt. The engineering pays well too. But if you like it, I am all about it. Sissy, when your daughter first went to school, what was she studying?
Art and design, and which
Okay.
is something I was like, oh, well, you're not going to get a job, or
Right.
what's the money gonna be? But Ananya, it's absolutely right, because all I want is for my child to be happy. So if this is what you really want to do, then you should. And
Right.
and who knows? She'll prove me wrong, and she'll get paid for whatever she wants to do. I mean, how many of us are doing our dream job? I mean,
Right.
I'm doing a job I don't like. I'm in customer service. Come on, that's horrible.
That's the complaint line.
So
Everybody that
so
has a
The first one they
problem.
yell at, yeah.
yeah, and that's a really big thing. I mean, you can go whatever way you want with design. She's been drawing on paper, the old-fashioned way, but also digitally. She's been making short films. She's been talking about tattooing. So she can go whatever way she wants to still. So who am I to say, well, no, it's not a good thing. You're not going to get paid, so don't do that. So
Well, I
whatever.
feel better.
Realizes, I was gonna say, as long as she understands that, it kind of is like education. If she has a passion for that, as long as she understands that, depending on what she does in that field, she may not earn a lot of money, or she may be able to. Because with us, with Stephen and I, with education, it's kind of like that. We love what we do, but but you have to know we're not there because of the money that comes
Right.
with it. And as long as
No, no.
I think they understand, that, I think the ultimate goal for any parent is to have their child do something in life that they love, and if they can get paid at least enough money to take care of themselves, I
Yeah,
think we all will feel like a success at that point.
yeah, yeah.
Your daughter going into the arts. I had a student that went into graphic design and arts. She just finished. She's leaving her job now. She got another job, but for 10 years she worked for Tampa Bay Lightning graphic design. She grew up a big fan of Tampa Bay Lightning, so it was her dream job. And now she's got a child and a husband and all that, and she's doing very well, living over in the Tampa area. And she's moving on to an even better job than the one she already had. I just tell my students, same thing I tell my kids: find something you enjoy doing and find a way to make money doing it. Because
Yeah, yeah.
a third of your day you're sleeping, and a third and half of your waking hours you're at work. And if you don't enjoy it, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, folks, I think this has been a good topic for today. I kind of want to talk about like a current event that's been kind of brought up recently. Stephen and I live in Florida, and our governor DeSantis has recently spoken about potentially, or there's a bill out there where he wants to reallocate the funds that's for the COVID vaccine into potentially giving teachers either a raise or a bonus. I don't really know what it is.
Okay.
So I think that's to me, that's hard, because we need it already where it is, but then you're kind of waving this in our face like, hey, teachers, look what we can do for you. I don't really think it should be taken away from one thing we need and give it to something else that we need. Why should it be a choice of it going from one to the other? Because either way, somebody's going to get screwed. And Steve, I definitely speak to this.
I think he's playing a shell game. He knows that, for the past 20 years, Florida legislature has been hostile to teachers. Some would say not so much to education. He's recently passed some rules that allowed more money to go to vouchers for private and charter schools. And some will say, well, that just helps support kids. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Because if they don't like how you're performing in a private school, they throw you out. And then
you're out of there.
Yeah. So, they get to pick and choose who they want. And meanwhile, we get the leftovers in the public school system. And while he's offering this $1,000 bonus, and it is a bonus, and the difference with the bonus is it's a one-time thing. And they like to do that. They'll throw that out there. The next year, you don't see that bonus. They don't want to throw a raise in there that might become permanent. And what he's also trying to cover up, I think, is the fact that the county's looking at a $40 per student budget cut in education to help pay for his vouchers. And, he knows that teachers aren't going to vote for him normally. But if you throw him a little carrot there every once in a while, a little bit of something every once in a while, maybe he'll get enough of their votes to remain governor. We have a supermajority Republican Party in the House and Senate in Florida, as well as the governor. We have for at least 2 decades, and we're 46th in the nation in teacher pay. Is there a connection there? Yes. I recently looked, and I'd love to live in New York. I love New York City. I don't think I can afford to live within the city, but there are.
No, you can't.
But I also look at the pay in the state of New York, and I look at where I'm at right now, and my base salary would be more than double what I make here.
Wow. And that's without all the extras. Any of the extras.
That's the classes and everything else.
And that's for the same position, high school.
Same position, high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes.
And let me tell you, Sissy, the craziest thing about it is Miami-Dade County is the 4th largest school district in the entire country. And for us to come anywhere toward the 46 in the state, like as far as pay, is absolutely ridiculous. So as you see, the two definitely don't equate to each other.
No. That's really weird.
So we're going to have to see what ends up happening, but it sounds like just a matter of words and the reallocation, and let's try and
make trying to get reelected too. He's trying to get reelected too, and he's a big Trumper. In fact, if you go to YouTube and look up the DeSantis Trump ad, it's creepy, where he's teaching the children, build the wall, build the wall. I mean, it's a really, you've got to look it up on YouTube.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to check that out.
You've got to check this out. It'll blow your mind. But so he's still very much a Trump supporter, which obviously most teachers do not support.
No.
But now we have Charlie Crist, who used to be a Republican. And while he was governor of Florida as a Republican, they came up with a plan to pay teachers $25,000 a year, plus whatever they could get on their test scores with the kids, which you can't live in. Now that was 15 years ago, but even then you couldn't live on that down here, not even close.
No.
And so Charlie Crist vetoed that, and he ended up switching to independent and running as a Democrat, which he is now. Now he's running for governor again against.
Okay. So we're gonna see. We'll see. I guess later on what ends up happening.
You're gonna remember what he did. Yes. Some teachers are gonna remember how he stood up against his then Republican Party and said no. And I marched the streets back then. I literally was in front of I think it was Garcia, in front of his office, with several other teachers marching against this bill that they were trying to pass. He called in our union leader and asked, "What are you doing?" And he told us, "We are going to tear you down any way we can."
Wow.
And and it was supposedly off the record, but you can't tell me that something like that is off the record. Not expect me to not repeat it. It was not. It was. Florida is just very hostile to education. I don't know if it's because of the Republican Party or because a lot of people are here retired and they don't have kids and they don't want to spend taxes on kids.
On education, right.
Some of that too. We don't have a state income tax. We depend entirely on tourism, which makes it one of the cost saving things here. But they're going to run into a problem here in Florida. Teachers are leaving the state in droves.
I can imagine.
They even suggested of actually putting subsidized housing within some of the schools for teachers.
Wow.
County. Yeah, this was about 2 years ago, and Alberto Carvalho was with it. He said that with this new elementary school, the teachers could live in the school.
No.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
We don't want to. We're not trying to become someone's charity case.
No, not at all.
Get what we want to be able to choose like everyone else.
Absolutely. In San Francisco, they already have subsidized housing for teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not with that. But I got another 10 years to go with my game plan. I'm not leaving. but after that, I might be. After I retire, I might have to leave South Florida.
Yeah. Can't afford it anymore.
No, I'm glad I own my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think this has been a great topic today. I hope you guys have enjoyed us talking about letting our kids go, their independence, as well as the current event for the day. And this has been Jigsaw Parenting. I'm Sumitra Single, and I have
Stephen Bax.
and
Sissy Fan Park.
and we'll see you guys next time. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm. Hindi no